and welcome to Redline Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Audio-Technica M40X. These headphones are made from hard plastic along with some metal for the bands that seems sturdy and flexible. They do include notches on the headphone adjustment that allows you to make very incremental adjustments to your liking. That it does use a metal band with a plastic reinforcement, which definitely helps with stability and durability when using these headphones. Now the ear cups, they do swivel with the 90-degree outward facing design. The ear pads use a soft foam with a, I'm assuming, fake leather, just as the headband that covers them, which are very comfortable for long sessions, even while wearing glasses, which is definitely a plus. Now, if you don't know if you've already heard, but the clicking noise is very audible, which I'm not sure the point of it, but it's definitely good to have, so you know it's blocking and doing whatever it needs to. But it does fold up in a smaller footprint that helps you stow it away with less space when traveling, backpack, suitcase, things like that. And it does come with a carrying case, which is also of the same material, this kind of fake leather. It's branded Audio-Technica, little drawstring, nothing fancy, but it definitely protects the headphones when being used in travel. The Audio-Technicas also include two different types of cables, which do help with kind of what you're using them for. So one is a coiled cable, which I believe is a 1.2 meter for the coil and then 1.5 for the straight end. I don't have the exact measurements in front of me, so I'm not entirely sure what the length is. I know it's long. It's not nearly as long as the straight end cable. Now the cable does come with a locking mechanism that plugs into the headphone. Is this guy right here. It's a pretty simple design. It does help, so if it's in the case of someone yanks your headphones or you snag it on something, it's not going to pull the jack out. Now the downside to this is, though, it is kind of attached to your headphones, so it will yank on your headphones. But in terms of getting them in, it's a pretty simple process. See, right here is a white line. You match it up with this guy right here. Twist. There we go, and it's locked in. And unlock, pull it out, which is good, so in the case the cable goes bad, you can replace it. I'll quickly show you the other cable, which is this guy right here. This is the 3-meter cable, which is very, very long, but it's good for studio use when you're using it for monitoring and such, mixing music, things like that. Not good for personal use when walking about, but the benefit of these being removable is there actually is third-party cables you can purchase online that have numerous different options. One, you can have it with shorter cabling. Two, you can have inline mic, volume controls, or you can have just a shorter cable that's a different material. So instead of this rubber, you can have it with braided cable, kind of Kevlar, things like that. That can also help with if you listen to this with personal music, like when you're walking, it has less sound transfer to the cable. So as it's hitting your body, it won't pick up in the headphone. Now the Audio-Technicas have a flat response, so no one frequency will overpower any specific part of the music, or if you're using it for video editing, anything like that, everything will sound very flat and even. The highs are nice and clear. The mids are a little recessed but still pleasant to the ear. There is good sound separation between all the different instruments while listening to music, which is good, and it's along with the vocals. The lows are tight and not boomy, which is also good. Now, granted, this is only a second pair of headphones that I've used in this price range. The other pair of headphones that I have that I can compare them to, which I know are definitely known for their extra bass, are these, the XB 500s by Sony. I've had these guys for about 4 years, and they definitely have a lot more bass compared, but these are tuned to specifically a bassier type of response when it comes to listening to music and stuff. It is a little bit boomy. It's not as tight as the Audio-Technicas, but definitely more bass. Now in terms of the mids and the highs, definitely more recessed and not as pronounced, so it can be a little bit overwhelmed by that bass. But you can always use an equalizer to get that taken care of. People that need a neutral sounding headphone, so for producing music, content creation, video editing, things like that. Now for me, I just use it for making videos, listening to music, playing video games, things like that, and they sound very, very good. Now, for the price range that they're in, they are $99, which I would say is probably the low end of the high-end type of headphones, but you are getting a lot for this price. You're getting a very, very good build quality, very good sound quality for what the sound is on these headphones, and you're also getting kind of the brand of Audio-Technica, so there is a little bit of that built into the price. Now, compared to the XB500s I have from Sony, those are also in the $100 range. I got them for about $80 when they came out, which, going to these headphones, they don't sound nearly as good. Now, it really also, like I said, it really depends on what you need these headphones for. If you like extra bass, don't go for these headphones. If you want a really natural sounding headphone where you can hear all the separation between the instruments very clearly with very little distortion, I would go for these guys. Now there is a bigger brother of them, which is the M40X, which future other designs, I don't unfortunately own them, but in terms of the soundstage and stuff, it's very similar, but they do have bigger drivers. So these have 40 millimeter drivers. The M50s, they have they have 45 millimeter drivers, so they have a little bit more bass in them. But they cost another $50. They're $150. So I wouldn't say it's worth it unless you just have money to burn. But yeah, I would definitely recommend these headphones. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down in the comments. If you like this video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.